welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Gabe. This is my first season racing cars, and this is the last race of the season, championship weekend at Thompson Speedway in Connecticut, and we're about to have a good time. That was a rough qualifying. I felt good. Traffic. My excuse. Everyone's got an excuse, and this time for me it was traffic. I just felt like every time I would come out on the straight or be coming into an apex with good speed, I'd run into someone and they would totally slow my line. With more time and experience and skill, I'll probably get better at how to manage traffic. So it's probably not luck. It's probably a skill thing, But yeah, the good news is I felt good. The bad news is, I qualified 5th out of 7, and I know I could do better with better luck with traffic or skill with traffic. I just love being at a racetrack. Honestly, feels like home. This view here, just spectacular. Love it. So I just looked at the times from last time I was here, and it looks like I improved by at least a second, which is good news. And again, my only problem out there was traffic, so I think I could have done better. Let's see how this race goes. All right, the infamous race start. Race 1 of my last race weekend. Green flag. I really need a louder exhaust for next year. I hate how quiet my exhaust is. I had to change the exhaust coming into this season when I bought the car, and the only one I could find that I knew was legal was this one. It was a super cheap exhaust. I gotta get a better one next year. Way too quiet. Coming into turn 1. Remember, this is your first time watching. I'm not racing against every car on track. There's the 3 cars ahead of me, that yellow one, the white one right in front of me, and that silver one to the right with the red top, and then the one in my rear view, 2 in my rear view, the teal and orange, and the light blue. Those are the cars that I'm racing against in my class. All the other Miatas you see on track, much faster, not my class. I'm on track with them, but I'm not racing against them. This track, Thompson Speedway, has so many different surface changes. Coming onto the oval here, the asphalt changes. And then coming around the bend here, you take another dip, another change. Lots of changing grip that you have to manage. Coming out back into the straight, there's a big bump up right there. Another surface. And then back down off of the oval, boom, another surface. This sequence is really important and actually was really tricky for me to get. A left-hander, right, and then another right-hander. This is the most important sequence on the track because it leads onto the straightaway, so you can gain or lose the most amount of time. And that is, in fact, where I lost most of my time in the final race. I got passed coming into turn 1 up here because I got bad exits out of that sequence. And watch, you're going to see the car behind me, Dan, make a really nice move on me. He caught me sleeping coming into turn 1. I brake on the left, he comes up right on the inside and gets me. Really good move. I simply was not expecting that. In fact, we were talking before the race about making these moves, these inside passes coming into braking zones, and talking about how it's just not worth it to risk it, but he didn't risk it. He made a really solid move there, caught me on my heels. Well done. Post-race, you saw that. It was okay. I don't know what it is right now, but I don't feel like filming. I'm pretty discouraged. Like, I don't even know if this is useful or helpful or entertaining, so I'm just sitting here in the U-Haul, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to be outside with my camera. I'm not quite that comfortable just at this track, so yeah, 2 more races tomorrow, and let's see how it goes. Last 2 races of the season. Got my wife coming, my parents coming, cousin, a few friends, so should be a good time. Just gotta focus and have some fun. I'll try to keep the footage exciting for you guys. Sometimes these race weekends are, you know, they are very exciting when I'm on track, and then they're just kind of very boring when you're not. There's not much to do. So I've showed you guys around what the paddock looks like and everything else in other races, but I don't know where this video will go. Listen to how good this one sounds. I love the sound of this car. Ready? Well, that sucks. I finished 3rd, but I came in 7 pounds underweight, and therefore they moved me to last place, which in this case was 5th because the 6th guy didn't finish. Really sucks. I've been weighed twice before this season, and they've never told me there's a problem. They don't tell you your weight. You're either good or you're not. 7 pounds is 1 gallon of gasoline, roughly. So I was 1 gallon under, and they took away the 3rd place finish. Really, really frustrating. Last weekend of the season, I've been weighed twice before, didn't realize I'd be under. Yeah, I'm upset. I'm not gonna lie, I'm upset. I thought I raced well, kept up with the yellow car and couldn't pass them, but you know, got a 3rd place finish, but nope, 5th place. So I overfilled my car. I guess lesson learned. This is how you learn lessons. Lessons are painful, but the way to get my car to weight is just to overfill it by a gallon or 2. So I've got like 5 gallons in there now. Should be more than enough. 1 more race to go of the season. This afternoon, it's double points. I don't know what moving from 3rd to 5th does to my points, but it doesn't help for sure. So yeah, let's go get them. 1 more race to go. 3rd and final race of the weekend, and the final race of the season. Off we go. Starting in P3 again. You can see this is one of, if not my best start of the season. I get around the 1 and 2 cars in front of me. This yellow car who's in 1st here. Outbreak him here on the inside, and now I'm leading my pack, leading my class. Didn't expect that to happen. Of course, I'm in the middle of all of these faster SM guys with all of my SSM counterparts behind me. So I'm managing that traffic, trying not to let an SM train go through and have the SSM guys follow that train through, because that's not good for me. It definitely is a challenge and a experience thing, learning how to manage the different levels of cars on track, knowing when and where to sort of give way to the faster cars and not to the cars that you're racing. So we're a couple laps in, 2 or 3 laps in. I'm leading the pack. I got Mark behind me, who's the championship winner here. I get a bad exit out of this sequence, as I mentioned, and he just blows by me as if he's got another 30 horsepower. It's crazy. Watch, coming over the crest, he's behind me. Same car in class. I'm like, oh my gosh, was my exit that bad? Okay, I guess he didn't blow by me, but enough to get by me. And now he's just off to the races. He's about to be in his own race now that he's passed me. And I got the yellow car, Chris, behind me, so now I'm in second place. Alright, about 5 or 6 laps later, I've actually managed to sort of keep up with the silver car Mark in front of me. He's gained a bit of a gap, but watch, coming onto this last sequence again, I got Chris behind me still. I get a bad entry here, therefore a bad exit out of this one, and you'll see he just gets a better run on me, and once again I get passed coming into turn 1. Coming out of the straight. See him getting closer and closer. Just a few miles an hour faster makes all the difference. Coming up on my left. And I'm just not quite able to stick it. He's able to carry just a bit more speed around the outside. I had to slow the car up on the inside. And there he goes. Next year, I think I'm going to be more aggressive. This year was really about, okay, let me at least bring the car home. Let me finish these races. And I did that. I brought the car home after an entire season of 17 races with only a couple very minor incidents. And that was the most important thing. But next year, I'm going to dial the car in more, just sharpen things up, and I'm going to take more risks and not let stuff like that happen as much. Oh yeah, so you probably want to see what happened with the Mini Cooper behind me, who completely almost ran me off the road. So it's later in the race. I'm behind Chris, the yellow car, who I'm racing against. Mark's ahead of him, who I'm also racing against. The Mini, I'm not racing against. He's in the B-Spec class, totally different class. But I'm trying to keep up with the cars in front of me, so I want to let the guy by at the right time. So I'm braking on the inside here. Completely comes out of nowhere, diagonally, and brakes into me. Screws up his own race and mine. I was completely caught off guard. Had no idea what he was doing. Let's watch that again. Braking sort of in the middle of the track in a straight line. I'm in the middle of my downshifting and boom. I mean, there's nothing I could have done there. I was already in my braking. Yeah. Very strange. Little did I know, this would cause a multi-hour investigation after the race. That was very frustrating. Alright, so basically what's been happening for the past hour is, or hour and a half or 2 hours, is the incident is under investigation. I'm still in the dark. I don't know what's going on. I've provided video footage, I've filled out contact forms, I've gone in to talk to the stewards, I've explained what happened, all this stuff. I still don't know, and I'm kind of bummed because my 2 third-place finishes, I thought I raced relatively well. Obviously, I made mistakes, and more experience and fewer mistakes would have probably put me in front. But relatively well this weekend. 2 podium finishes, 3rd place, but they were both dampered. One was taken away from me because I was underweight, 7 pounds, and then the other one, this contact issue, I don't know what they're going to decide. I know I'm not at fault, but at the same time, these stewards can be harsh. I mean, they'll enforce the rule book, so I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just standing by. I got the car all loaded up. I'm ready to go, but we'll see what happens here. All right, about 1 or 2 hours later, finally, they made a decision. They determined I was not at fault. Thank goodness, because if I was, I would have been surprised. The reason it took so long is because that same driver was involved in multiple incidents in this race, and they had to just do a whole bunch of investigating. But, yeah. Things I could have done differently, maybe taken a more outside line to let him come up in the inside, because he was going to pass me anyway. He's in a faster car. I forget what was going on during that point in the race. There are times when I will gladly let a faster car by and move over, But there are other times when it doesn't make sense, and you got to make them sort of earn it or pass at the right time and be patient, because I don't want to mess up my race. And I was still, behind the yellow car trying to keep up with him. So could I have been over more? Maybe, but regardless, in that very instance where I was and where he was, he had no business doing what he did. But hey, whatever. I'm not mad. If anything, he kind of just messed up his race more. So yeah, it's time to head home though. That wraps up a full season of my first season with the SCCA. Tons of fun. I'll probably do recaps and other videos based on this, but I gotta head home. It's late. I've been here for way too long. My race ended like 3-4 hours ago, so let's get out of here and do a follow-up later.